Hello, everyone. Welcome now, day 36, reading the 40 chapters of Exodus across the 40 days of Lent. Now, today is the Tuesday of Holy Week, and where we left off, once again, for the third or fourth time in Exodus, there was a reassertion of the Sabbath ethics, in addition to a call to the Hebrew people to bring forth a variety of consumer goods, or as well as personal skills and trades to construct the tabernacle out of the clothes for the priests and everything that supported the institution by way of making use of their various goods and of course their skills and its construct. Chapter number 36 is that the next step, when they have brought these things to Moses and began the building of the tabernacle. Interestingly, in verse number 6, Moses instructs them to take the message throughout the camp. Let no man or woman do any more work for the offering for the sanctuary. So that the people were restrained from bringing any more. Why? Because verse 7, the materials were more than enough for them to do all the work. And so, for multiple occasions, I've referenced how Exodus and its theological assertions are going to stand in juxtaposition and contrast to Pharaoh. Whereas Pharaoh, it was quite evident in chapters 1 and 2, he kept working the people, overworking the people. It was never quite good enough, whatever they were producing. Here, God's antithesis to that is, once they have enough work and materials for the tabernacle, hey, there's no need to bring any more. We're not going to exploit the people, and we're not going to overuse the people either. The considerable remainder of this chapter is a description of a previous prescription. Whereas several chapters ago, maybe 12 chapters ago or so, there was specific dimensions that were prescribed for the tabernacle to be constructed. Well, now there's a description of them following the prescription. They are building the tabernacle, the curtains, the length of the curtain 42 feet, it says, and the width being 6 feet. It's all the details of the specs are being honored. There's the goat's hair for the tent that creates a curtain that's 45 by 6 feet, and the frames of that are made of wood 15 feet by 2.25 feet, and things of that nature. It's kind of repetitious, the how the tabernacle was put together. And that's largely it for this chapter. It's not a short chapter by any means, but its content is quite descriptive in that nature. And so, once again, the idea is, with this detail, is there's the intentionality that with this tabernacle and its importance being that portal, the meeting place of heaven and earth, it's not done lightly, but the details are recorded, not merely as fun facts, because there's not a whole lot engaging in those facts. But I think it's more so to reinforce the purpose and intentionality behind this construct, that it was done in a very specific and a very sacred way. And once more, I remind you that, this tabernacle is a microcosm of God's good creation. And throughout Genesis 1 and the early part, and Genesis 2, we find the specifications of God's good created order, showing the intentionality of his design, that God was constructing a temple for himself, for humans to serve in as his priests. Well, once again, that theme continues now in Exodus. Here's God's temple, his resting place, with people as his priests. And so this is a community involvement, not just those who are anointed to be priests, but everyone that can bring consumer goods, anyone that can bring their own skill set are responsible for this microcosm of God's good creation. And so I'll apply a pastoral homily, since this video is going to be short anyway. One that I have suggested in other videos, but once again, I remind you that as the church, what we do is that same microcosm of God's good created order. So when people observe the church, when they come into the church, when they see our conduct and our ethic, it's supposed to be, hey, this is what it looks like when God reigns and rules. It's quite a sacred and even overwhelming task. And it's not just the responsibility of the vocational ministers, the priests, but everyone has a responsibility of contributing to this infrastructure. They did in the case of the tabernacle, and it's the responsibility in the contemporary church. All right, I'll pause here and meet you again next time